Hello family, Wagwan. So today I got a very special meal for you, right? Mackerel rundown. Yes, salty, briny mackerel simmering down in coconut milk, right? With lots of herbs and spices. That sounds like that's going to taste good. So come let me show you how to make it, right? So first thing first, we'll go over the ingredients then what we need for today. So here we have orange bell pepper here, right? You need one of that, a red onion, need some tomatoes, of course, a green bell pepper, a chocho. Of course, you're gonna need a ripe plantain, right? And you need two breadfruit. No, one for you and one for your brethren, right? We also need two cans of coconut milk, spices. We have some garlic here, scallion, thyme, and also some scotch bonnet pepper. And to bring out some extra flavor, we have some Thai basil here, right? Man, that smells so good. And being that we need some seasoning, right? Something to add a little bit of salt to the dish, a little bit of flavor. Where I use this from the other day, I've been using this one, and I like the way it tastes, right? It might have a good vibes to it, so this will be the seasoning choice today, right? And how could we forget the star of the show? Pickled split mackerel, yes. Okay, so to get started working on these breadfruit, we need to remove the stem, right? Yes. Now the reason why we're doing that is it's gonna increase the steam, allow the steam to flow through the breadfruit properly, which promotes even cooking, right? So I just usually take a knife and just go around the core, just like that. Right? That's what you're looking for. You wanna take this piece out here. Now once that's out, you just come to the top like this and just usually I just make a X. Just like that. And it's ready. Okay, so when preparing the mackerel, I prefer to do it outside, right? Because that smells up the house. Unless you have one of those hood vents that pulls that smell outside, I recommend trying to figure that outside, right? But anyways, we have to remove some of the salt from this, right? Because this is very salty. So we're gonna put them to boil. Pretty much submerge them in the water. And you're going to leave this to boil for about 15 minutes. We're going to pour that water off, and then we're going to reboil them again for like another 15 to 20 minutes, right? And at that point in time, they should be to where we can work with them, right? So when preparing the breadfruit, you just want to slowly allow the flames to char it up all over, right? As it gets char on one side, you're going to rotate it to another side, right? Until the whole thing is charred. Now, even though the outside may seem burnt, the inside will still, be nice and moist. And that's why we put those holes in it, because that allows the steam to go through and steam the breadfruit while the outside burns, right? So it's going to be great. Let's wait for it. So this is my son's handle on TikTok if you want to follow him, right? Lego Boy Chris. Claws by Kay, that is our niece, right? She does nails, so if you like nail videos and stuff like that, go check her out. And of course, Alani Ayana. Yes, Alani Ayana. That is our family page. Oh, we do all kind of fun stuff, right? Me, the queen, right? My son and my daughter. It's always a big thing wherever we do, right? So make sure you stay tuned, go over, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, let's get back to this video. All right, so right now we're gonna get started with prepping these ingredients, right? So there goes that sweet pepper right there. Now we're going for medium cuts here, right? Yes. And we're using all these colors because we want the dish to look nice and vibrant, right? Let's use a little bit piece more of this here. Alright, of course, you know we gotta work with them tomatoes. Just gonna cut this in 4 here real quickly and keep this pretty simple, right? Yes, gotta have them good tomatoes. Sweet pepper here. And then we'll just rotate it to another side, and you can just keep twisting the sweet pepper as you spin it. That will allow you to get, you know, what you're looking for real quickly. All right, that red onion, remove both ends as usual, cut down the center, and then you want to take off that first 2 layers, right? 2 to 3 layers. This one off also while we're here. I'm not even sure if we're using both pieces, but let's see what it looks like when we cut it up, right? So this one we're just going to do a basic side cut. You can do it like that, you can do it like this, right? Number 1 tip, always remember the knife. Respect this, okay? The blade is very, very dangerous. All right? You can cut your finger off. You can get some really bad slices. As long as you respect this and you remember that this is the real boss, then you keep yourself in check, right? Make sure you're paying attention, you're not rushing. Don't just grabbing and moving, because sometimes you can go in feeling confident and then the vegetable just slip and there go your finger, right? So you always gotta be on alert and always be sharp, especially when using a knife, especially when using a big knife like this one. Anyways, let's jump into this chocha here. So we gotta peel the skin off of this, you know, because we don't usually include the skin in this dish here. Now it's not traditional to add the chocha in it, but it's definitely traditional, right? Yes, man, this is just not more the popular way of doing it, but it is definitely an old school way, right? So we just want to make sure we get off all the skin off this chocha here. And as usual, Bad Boy always remind you guys to make sure you're forgiving, right? Yes, man. Anyone that have done anything towards you that you don't like, forgive them and let it go, man, right? Yes. Yes, man. Don't hold on to negative energy. You know, if you need to separate yourself, right? Yes, man, sometimes we need to remove ourselves from people's presence, because when people take us for granted, a lot of times, you know, that's where the appreciation and all that stuff goes out the door. So just make sure, so at the end of the day, you're thinking about you first, right? Yes, man. So we're just cutting up these chocha here. I'm gonna show you right quick here. Just thin, you know, nothing crazy. Nice little slithers, right? Yeah. Scallions, right? This is what we're gonna use to season up the pot. Yes. You know, you always have to have scallion in Caribbean cooking. Scallion is a must, right? Yes, man. I'm gonna do a video on some of those must have. If you're gonna be rocking with Bad Boy, there's certain things you just gotta have in the kitchen, right? That just makes sense while when we cooking. All right, so we'll make sure say I get that one done. Alright, so the garlic here. Now these garlic, we're just gonna crush them, right? Yeah. Yeah. So let's use the back of the knife. And just put your pressure down on it just like that, right? Yeah. That just crush them. So therefore that flavor can get extracted. The peppers them, they're good. We're not gonna cut those open, right? And the thyme good. And then of course, remember I told you about that beautiful basil earlier. We're going to put a nice piece of basil inside of this. And I gotta go check on the breadfruit right now cause, right, it probably almost burn up. Alright, perfect timing. Okay. Yes, we're getting there. All right. Usually pick out some of them leaf there, right? Whenever you see the ones them with the color and all that, bad boy usually just pick them off, right? Yeah, man. So anyways, we have a nice bungle of fresh callaloo here, right? I already wash it already, right? Because you want to make sure there are no bugs or sand inside, right? Yes, man, any dirt or anything from the soil. So I usually cut off that stem. Now you can use this to make juice if you don't want to throw it out. You can cut it up and use it. I just don't prefer this piece, right? So this I'll get tossed out. If you had a compost heap, you could put it in it also. So look, right? I'm gonna show you something so funny. The power of being grateful. Yes. You know, when you be grateful, you're pretty much just saying to God, say, hey, listen, everything that's going on in my life right now in this present moment, thank you. Thank you. Even though in your head, the light bill won't pay and you don't know the first dollar come from, right? Even though in your head, you know, say you're sickly. Even though in your head, you know, a lot of things are going on in life with family and stuff that is not right. But you have to understand, say, acknowledging where you are to God is showing him that, you know what, I trust you. Thank you. Thank you for this moment. And thank you for this experience. Right? And just watch everything just start change after that. Because again, you show him, say, you appreciate the life that him give to you. Yes, there's always stuff we can complain about. And that is truth. Right? Even complaining, I go complain about something, right? So there's always will be something. So we have to make sure, say, every day we get up, we don't even ask for nothing. The Bible tells us that God knows exactly what we need. So there's really no need for even ask for it. Just be grateful. Just keep saying thank you. Thank you. Every day you wake up and you see the light again. Every day you get that opportunity. Just say thank you. That's it. That's the whole key to all of this, guys. You learn that and able to apply that to your life and become that. Trust me. You can't go wrong. Right? Yes, man. The Bible says, commit thy works to the Lord and he will make sure all your plans then get established, right? Just to remind you, just make sure everything you do in life, you do it to God, to the glory of God. Don't just do it. Just make sure God can use what you're doing to make a change in the world, right? Yes, man. It starts with us. It starts with you. It starts with me. But anyways, I'm going to check the breadfruit before I burn up. As you can see, these are doing just perfect right now. Almost done. All right, we still got a little couple areas that we need to get char up, like right here and stuff. You know, yeah, a couple little areas, right? But once we get all of that char up, you know, say it what time it's fastly approaching, right? Come we could check on the mackerel. So the first 15 minutes completed already. Gonna cook it for another 15 more minutes. Pour off that water. And then we'll move on to the next step, right? Alright, so these breadfruit are roasted to my desired liking. And we're gonna go ahead and just remove these from the fire now. And we're just gonna leave them for a few minutes to steam until we're ready to eat, right? Yes, and then we'll peel them. So there it goes, all boiled up, ready, right? So the main task right now is to remove all these small bones from it. Yes, there are a lot of little bones, right? So that's what we want to clean out, right? Right in the center here, always have a lot of small ones. And if you just use your finger and just run it slightly in the middle, you can feel those bones, right? All right, this is a nice piece of fillet here. So first, we'll start out with some coconut oil. And we're gonna go in with a few pimento seeds. Then we're gonna add all the thyme and garlic and stuff. We're going with the coconut milk. Sometimes the coconut milk coagulates in the can, so you have to open it, right? So I add a little piece of coconut cream left over in the fridge. We're just gonna use it, right? So once the cream reduced like this, that's just what we're looking for, right? You can go ahead and remove this from the heat now. We're gonna start out with a decent amount of coconut oil there, not too much. So this was a childhood favorite right here, right? To get a center bone. So we're gonna keep that in it. Then we're adding some black pepper to this. And just a little bit of this fish seasoning. Perfect. Always still finding little bones, right? And if you see them, just take them out. And we're just gonna go in with a little bit of this caraway here. Not too much.
I'll move this. Just like that, it's dinner time. What else is better? Nice slice. Avocado, right? Alright, let's get in here now. Start sharing this up on a nice plate here, guys. Get some of that saucy over here. And then let's get one of those nice bones, right? Yes. That right on top. Oh, here goes another piece right here.
And just like that, you know what time it is, right? Heavenly Father, give thanks and praise for another day. Yeah, man, another day being alive, another day making another exciting video, right? Bless over our viewers them as usual. I pray that they can try this recipe and really enjoy it, right? And as usual, we give thanks and praise for another day alive. Amen. Family, this was a nice one, right? Real Jamaican breakfast right here. So let's try a piece of that roast breadfruit. Roast breadfruit just have a taste to die for, right? Yeah. Wow. Roasted perfectly, right? Nice and dry on the inside. Mackerel rundown, so clean, right? As you see, we didn't add a bunch of seasoning to it. We kept it more on the natural side. Wow. Guys, this tastes amazing. Wow. And of course, you'll have that nice avocado also, right? Wow. Hands down, this is premium Jamaican breakfast. Premium. Wow. Right, we'll boil out just the perfect amount of salt out the mackerel, right? Just to where it retain probably about 10%, but still enough to where well, not that much to where we can add a little bit of seasoning, right, for a little flavor. So this came out amazing, guys. Yo, adding that chocho in it. Alright, that's alright. You know, it's not a joke. Like a fire outside, right? Got that plantain. For you, right? Make one nice bite. Piece of avocado on that. Find some of that rendang.
just a little piece of plant. Something just like that. Oh, that's Jamaican in a bite. So this was another 10 out of 10 meal, guys. Give the dish a try. Let me know what you think, as usual, right? And just to cool off, I'm gonna drink some ice cold cranberry juice. Later.